small-town business owners Wyatt and Lance Bush teamed together to form Craven Customs, a father and son duo scavenging the web along with the Northeast Texas woods in search of rusty relics. While buying and building on a budget, they recreate and preserve hidden patina, giving each one a story of its own. Chasing their passion, they're giving the past a future, saving lost dreams one vehicle at a time. With help from God, these guys are turning rust.
Man, you gotta see this. There are bees everywhere.
Is it bad?
They're everywhere. There's hundreds of bees.
Dude, I'm terrified of bees.
So look at this. I recorded them with my phone. There's no way. We're gonna have to come back before we can see this.
No, I'm not getting out. I'm sorry, man.
So I got a call from a buddy on a 1951 Chevy pickup truck. It is a 5-window truck. It is a short bed truck. We went out there once already to try to get this thing picked up, and there was hundreds of honeybees everywhere. I couldn't even talk to the camera guy to get out of the truck. So now we were able to sneak back out there. I got a gas cap put on. They're living in the gas tank, and I got them capped off. So now we're about to go back out there and hope we don't trespass on these things. We got out there and this thing was on the ground. Half the wheel was up underneath dirt. So we brought shovels, we started to dig the truck up. It's black land, it's sticking to everything. We brought some jacks and they're covered in black land mud, just sticking everywhere. We got the truck jacked up, and the tires we brought were almost a little bit too big, but we ended up making them work on there. The bed actually ended up being a little loose, so we were able to pick the bed up and slide the tires up underneath there, and it worked out okay. The black land tends to form a suction on whatever it starts to eat up, and the truck had sunk down pretty good ways in that mud. Every so often we had to pull the jack out, and it'd have probably 5 pounds of mud up underneath it. We had to break loose so we could actually even pull the jack to move it around. The hardest part was being able to get up underneath the truck when the truck was, one running board was completely under the ground already. So this thing is not only on the ground, it's in the ground. So digging out underneath it, being able to get low enough with the jacks to get it up out of the ground so we could get the wheels and tires put back on it. Very few times do we go after them where it's this much work. Normally we can typically have a vehicle loaded on the trailer in under 5 minutes. This truck was a little worse shape than what I'd hoped for, but overall it's a pretty good truck to start with. The floors are solid and the cab corners are solid on this truck. It's got a little body damage on the rear fenders. We'll be able to replace them or patch them up. The truck was missing the grill. That's not a big deal. We can find a grill to put in it. We got the truck ready in the trailer, backed up into the woods. There was a few trees around there, so it was a little tricky getting at the right spot on it. Now we're ready to winch the truck on the trailer. Should go pretty smooth after this. truck is locked up. It is not wanting to move at all. The winch is pulling at its max. There's stuff popping. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Man, that's scaring me. It's putting it in a super bind.
At this point, we're hot, we're tired, we're ready to get the truck home. I'm pushing this winch as hard as it'll go. It's gonna go on the trailer. And about that time, the winch breaks. At this point, we're not really sure what we're gonna do. We're out here in the middle of nowhere. The owner did tell me he had a tractor that we could possibly use if we needed to. We tried to pull the truck out backwards and it still didn't want to move. I don't know why this truck is being so stubborn. But it did move with the tractor and moved it right into a tree that was right beside it. The tractor was digging ruts out there bigger than what the truck was stuck in. So we tried to pull the truck out backwards, it didn't work, so we tried forward and the truck began to move a little bit better. There was a small tree that we ended up having to cut down though because it was right in the way of going forward. With the winch broke down, we had no choice but to try to pull the truck on the trailer. We used the tractor off to the side best we could, and eventually we got it on there. The jack was doing its job, it was working, and so we went ahead and pulled it up on there. We got it up on there, and our tow strap, after we took it loose, we found out was barely hanging on by a thread. So we were able to get the truck back to the shop without getting any bee stings or bees attacking us or anything. But now we've got to figure out why this truck just did not want to move, and I'm going to put Dad on taking apart the brakes to see if maybe that was a problem.
All right, what we're going to try to do now is get back behind it and take a bolt out that I hope will let these brakes turn loose. You can tell it's been at least this deep in dirt, so I bet it's packed full. Comes off. Yeah, the brakes will, the shoes will just freeze up on there and just basically weld themselves to it. None of this stuff is going to usable, so I'm not even trying to save any of it. This is the fun part. You get to destroy stuff and not have to worry about getting in trouble.
When we first started looking for vehicles, it was quite the chore to hunt them down and everything. And now the more we've been known for buying old vehicles, they kind of find us. And I just got a recent tag on Facebook of an old 1960 Chevy Apache truck. It's in Jefferson, and it looks to be a pretty cool truck from the pictures that he has on his ad. I think I'm probably just going to leave you here to go ahead and finish up working on the truck. And I'll take it easy and go take me a road trip and go check that thing out. So hopefully it'll be something that we can do something with. Pretty good little ride. I'm Lance.
Mason.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, seen your truck on Facebook. You got it around here, I guess. Looks like there's a lot of stuff you got out here.
Well, it's a friend of mine. He passed away, and I'm trying to help his son get it all together.
Yes, sir.
But,
I pull up out there, and there's just vehicles everywhere. There's big trucks, there's small trucks, there's tractors. You name it. If you're looking for it, it's probably out there. And I mean, I'm gonna have to dig through this stuff, and nothing looks easy to load out here, but it looks like this might be a pretty good little honey hole.
You got that 60 Chevrolet pickup up there.
Is it some kind of a ramp he's got that thing up on?
Oh yeah, he built it out of old railroad bridge ties. Back railroad tore a bridge down. He got all the scrap.
Oh yeah?
He built him one. He put his dump trucks up there on it.
Heavy equipment? This thing looks pretty sketchy to me. I mean, truck looks like it's on there all kinds of crooked anyways. I don't even know if I want to walk on this thing. Don't look too bad from here. Got any snakes out here?
Oh no. Yeah, I hadn't seen them, but they're here.
Oh man, this thing's about to fall off this side. This thing looks like it's about to fall off this ramp, and I don't know what the guy was doing or how he even got it up there this way. But now I'm looking at, this is gonna be some work on getting this thing down, and I don't really know how we're gonna get it down. It looks like we're gonna have to pull it over somehow, or we're gonna have to figure out something to get this truck down with. And where you gotta be on this old truck, price-wise?
We got it on 35 right now.
So this truck ain't too bad. It's got a few nicks and dings and scratches on it, but for being where it's at, it's not too bad of an old truck. His price is a little high starting off with, so I'm definitely gonna try to hit him as low as I can. I'm sure he'll come back with another offer, but I'm gonna hit him pretty low at first. The whole thing's got potential for sure. I think it still has the old hubcaps and stuff on it. No, I'm a little ways off from where you're at, but would 1,500 cash buy it?
No, not today. I could probably come down 3.
Looks like it's gonna be a little bit of chore getting it down off this thing even.
Yeah.
Well, I took off without Dad because I figured this thing was gonna be just a grab and go kind of deal. But it looks like it's gonna be a lot harder than I expected, and I'm willing to pay this guy a little extra if he's willing to help me out. And I mean, it'd been nice to have your help, but I know you were busy around the shop.
He did tell me to work on the brakes, or was it take a break? Oh well, I know he ain't working no harder than I am. I'll see what Clyde's got cooking.
Hey bro, welcome to Cooking with Clyde. Lance, my buddy Lance, he calls me in time and time again. He needs his secret hurry up sauce, you know. Got my trailer and I got some cash. If you're willing to help me on loading it, would you do $2,500 cash today?
Yeah, I think so. We can get it out of here. Need to start liquidating this stuff.
That'll work.
Get in place to work on stuff.
Okay. Got a deal then. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, the man that owned this place, he passed away a couple of months ago. We used to go to auctions together a lot. We'd go to heavy equipment auctions. We'd go to house auctions. We might end up in any kind of auction. But he'd buy things like this, an old tray came out of an old drive-in hooked on your window. He'd buy things like that. He'd buy milk churns. He'd buy old can openers, just anything. Plus he'd buy old vehicles. And he'd trade for a lot of stuff. If he had something out here somebody wanted, he'd ask him, what do you got? I may want to trade for it. He had what he wanted, and he knew where everything out here it was. While he was laying in the nursing home, I'd ask him where such and such was. He'd tell me exactly where it was. He said, go to the second pillar down here, and go to your right and look up top there, you'll see it. That's how he knew where everything was.
Trying to get this truck off this makeshift ramp thing this guy had built back in the day. And I don't know what happened when he drove it up on there, but the passenger side's about to fall off of it. We've tried some chain hoist with some chains, it's just not getting it. So luckily I've got my winch set up where I can pull it off this receiver and we can chain it up to something good and solid over there, and hopefully we can just winch the truck over a little bit where we can slide it down the way we need to. Sometimes redneck is the only way stuff will work, and this is working, so. Well, the winch worked great to get the truck pulled over on the ramps like we needed it to. And I was planning on now just rolling the truck off would be the idea, but the owner told me it has no brakes as well. So now we've got to figure out a way of getting it down slowly without messing something up. So I believe I can also hook the winch to the front and just let it down with it as well.
Wheels are rolling, rolling all
I was pretty interested in this 1960 Apache. With this being the first year they had actually changed to this new body style. It was also the first year that they had introduced the new independent suspensions on the truck. On these trucks you could get them in the smooth fleet side bed or the step side version. These trucks also had a very unique style hood, which this one was not period correct or the right hood. But all in all, this was still a great find. We just spent over an hour on trying to not get this truck messed up, just to get it down and to run it into something. The easiest thing that could have happened. At this point, I'm just ready to get this truck loaded and go home. Well, I guess we're gonna have to be getting headed back. I wish we had time to look around some more. I know you see a lot of stuff out here.
I do have a 56 Ford cab over engine.
Oh yeah.
Familiar with that? It's got quite a bit of rust, but the body is in good shape and it's repairable. You know.
Right. Yeah. It's one of the snub, little short nose trucks.
Short nose.
Okay.
It's a short bed too. It's got fifth wheel on it, winch.
Yeah.
Everything's there. 292.
It has a motor and everything in it. Okay. Yeah. I like them old cab over trucks. You don't see them a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's definitely something I would like to come back out here and look at and kind of look around here some more and a ton of stuff.
51 Ford sitting out there. It's got the engine in it.
Yeah.
Drivetrains in it.
Okay.
Got 8 wheels on it right now.
Right. All right, man. Well, I sure appreciate all the help on this. We couldn't have done it without you, so I'm glad at least none of us got hurt. So
All right.
I guess we're gonna be heading our way.
Well, let's make some money first.
Oh yeah, I need to get you paid up. Could you be the theme for this truck? We started our shop in 2008, just a father and son shop. I'd been kind of doing stuff on the side, and Dad was wanting to try to help me out on doing some stuff. So we started in 08 doing collision and paint and body repair. And we were just a small shop. We do everything for our town that we could as far as helping them out and everything, but it could only keep us so busy. And we began to flip vehicles on the side back then also, but not until here recently did we start with older vehicles. And I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ and my faith, and He's brought me through a lot of stuff. He's blessed me in every aspect of my life, and without Him I wouldn't have nothing. We wouldn't have anything we have right now. And it's went from we've had one location, we've got 3 locations now. We have over 50 vehicles in inventory that we offer up for sale, or for, you know, if we want to build them for someone, we can. And without God, there would have been no way any of this would have been possible. So we're about to replace these fenders on this truck. The ones that were on it, they're just not savable. The bottoms of them are destroyed. Otherwise, we would have tried to work with what we had. I had a friend stop by who actually had a set of fenders out in his lawnmower garage that we were able to pick up, so that'll work perfect for this. The whole thing's just turning on them. They're rusted and don't want to unthread. So looks like our best bet's the grinder. So we got these fenders off my buddy. He gave me a good deal on them. As you can see, they're not the right color. This truck was originally it was an off red color, so I've mixed up a little bit of that color. I'm gonna put down first as a base, and then we'll go back and try to match up the rust. And it's got a little yellow on the truck. We'll try to match that up as well. So we got this red oxide paint color on the fenders. You can obviously tell on the truck that this was the first color that was applied over the truck. So you see a lot of this color, especially on the driver's side. There's a lot of tan on the trucks. There's some browns, and the rust will have some orange colors to it as well. On the patina on these trucks, they're all different. Basically, you just got to look at the truck and study the truck, and just see how Mother Nature has took its toll and painted it itself, basically. So on this fender here, we'll start with, we're gonna put a little tan up top here where the bed rails have kind of protected it from the sunlight. Normally there's a lot of rust, you know, that forms along the bottoms of the fenders. And we'll just try to study the truck and match it up the best we can. So we're going to speed up this process a little bit with some of my secret hurry up sauce.
Alrighty, time for the fun stuff. He gets to go hide while I get this. Yeah, I guess first I need to get the biggest part out first. Sure, nothing's. I'm probably making something homeless. Yeah, for something that was setting down in the ground as far as it was, the flooring is really good shape on this side. Normally we just get them to where it's a point to where somebody doesn't have to come in and mess with this part of it and that. They can examine the floors or the condition of the dash or anything like that. As far as doing anything, you know, we may try to, if this is just kind of, if you got the whole piece there, we try to make sure that, you know, if it'll attach in that, we'll go ahead and hook it up. But if not, nobody's going to want that. So usually we just tear that off and just, that way people can see what's behind everything on that too. So mainly just a clean up for their benefit more than anything. Well, that's got the majority of it. I never would have thought there'd have been a trash can full, not counting the seats.
When we went to go get this truck, our first attempt was a failed attempt. There was hundreds and hundreds of bees that were living in this gas tank in this thing. So we found a gas cap. We were able to cap them off. Come back a couple weeks later, everything was good. We've got this tank pulled out now, and it's kind of heavy. We're going to see if there's not a big honeycomb in this thing. We did find some honeycomb in the gas tank, so I don't know. I think we might have a lead to our theme on this truck. What do you think?
I think so. Yeah.
Some kind of bee something or another.
Looks good.
Yeah. Have you a bite of it?
Damn it.
Yeah. Get out of here. Classic step vans. What's up, man?
Hey Lance, this is Robert from Classic Step Vans. Regarding the Mighty Metro you got,
Yeah, man. I still got it.
I've got a guy that contacted me through my website that's interested in having that built. He's out in Ireland, and he wants to put a V8 airbag, leave the patina, and do what you do.
Right. Yeah. So you say he's in Ireland?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good little ways over there. People find you all over the place, don't they?
Oh yeah, our website gets a lot of traffic. He's really looking for something unique that they don't have in Europe. And when he saw the Mighty Metro, he was really excited about it. He's already sent a deposit, and he just wants you to do all the build out for him.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Can you just hit me up with the email with kind of some information from him where I can get a hold of him and kind of we can talk it over exactly more in depth of what he's looking
Absolutely.
at? Okay.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll definitely get you and him put together. His name's Jeremy. He's a super cool guy. He's real excited about having you do some stuff. He's seen some of your work. So yeah, we'll definitely get you two together and we'll get this built out to make something cool for him to drive around Ireland in.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
That'll work great. All right, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, Lance. Thank you so much for your help.
So it looks like we got a potential buyer on this Mighty Metro, and I'm pretty excited about it. It'll be a pretty fun build to get our hands on. Now I just need to get a hold of the guy and get everything lined up, basically. So we got this truck loaded up on the trailer. As y'all remember, there was a lot of honeybees living in the gas tank on it. So we're gonna bring it over to our friend that does the lettering on the doors and stuff. He'll actually make the lettering match the look of the paint. It'll be stressed like the paint is. And I think we've come up with a pretty cool theme to go along with these bees we found in there.
What's going on?
Not much.
Got another one?
Got another one for you to do.
Hey, I'm Dan Shanks from Texarkana. I have Shanks Sign Company, and we're fixing to do some hand lettering on this. And we've been doing hand lettering out here since 1979, and we've got a pretty good idea what these guys want when they bring their stuff in here. We also paint these things to look old and rusty, and it's one of our big sellers that we do. Lance talked about putting the Beeline gas logo on here and made up town name for it and some and a good caption for the top. So we're going to put that on there here in just a little bit and see how that all works out. We've created a computer-generated pattern for this. It just makes our job a little faster, and it helps keep our costs down. So we used to do all this by hand and make patterns by hand and draw, and it took a lot of time. And this has speeded up the process a lot. So we're gonna put this pattern on there. We're gonna put this has got holes perforated in it. And we're going to use some charcoal powder or baby powder or some blue chalk, whatever we've got laying around, and we'll dust it on there. It'll give us our image, then we can go to letter and timing on it quite a bit.
I met Dan a while on back, and we've brought him several vehicles to have him logo up and stuff for us. And I'd never really actually been able to sit back and watch him do this, and I had no idea of the skill and the preciseness that this all takes for him to letter these things, and I was quite impressed of his work. So I got a call from Shanks today, and he told us the truck's ready. I believe I'm going to go ahead and bring this 60 Apache over there. There was a frog that you seen that was living on the vehicle. So we're going to put our minds together and see what we can figure out that maybe go with a frog theme or something like that to put on this truck.
Well, did you bring another one?
Yeah, I decided to go ahead and bring another one over here since I was on my way. And we just picked this one up out of Jefferson, Texas. And it's pretty good shape. I normally wouldn't logo this one up, but it had a frog that I guess we purchased with it when we got it. So I'm kind of thinking I may be leaning towards a frog theme of some sort. So
you just tell us and we'll jump on it.
All right, that'll work.
I got you fixed up, yes sir.
Oh man, that looks good.
Well, we stressed it up a little bit.
Yeah, that looks like that should have been on it when we got the truck out of the woods.
That's it.
Oh, and you did both sides this time.
Yeah.
That'll work. That looks good, man.
Yeah, if it's all spelled right.
Yeah. How much do I owe you for your time and your...
Just start paying, we'll work it out.
Start paying?
That's it.
All right. There.
All right, keep going.
Keep going?
Yes, sir. A lot of work here, keep going.
Yeah, there's a lot of work, but I've got to make a little bit off this.
I'll tell you when you stop. No, here you go. That'll do it. That's it. That's good.
All right, man. You've always treated me right, so
yes,
I appreciate you doing this for us and knocking it out. All right, thanks, sir.
Good.
See ya. We got the truck back and it looks great. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. So now we pretty much got everything that we need to put it back together, and now it's just piecing the puzzle back together and seeing the finished product. Well, this truck was pretty rough on the inside. I mean, the seat was all tore up. I think we might be better to go ahead and at least get this thing reupholstered on this one. Anything's gonna be better than that old Radic seat that we pulled out of that thing, that's for sure. All right, so we got our fenders here. We got them all patinaed up and rusted up to match the truck. And basically we'll just be bolting them back on. We went ahead and we've got some bolts here that we've kind of went ahead and rusted them as well, so it'll match. When we put new bolts in this thing, the old ones we had to cut out, obviously. So those will match the rest of the truck as well. And so this will be just real quick and easy, just bolted up on there, and it'll really get the truck going back together like we need it to be. Alright, yeah, we're gonna get some more bolts put in the rest of this fender here, but as you can tell, it looks like it's gonna match up pretty good. We've got the red up front here that kind of matches the red I had on this side of the truck. And there was a little bit of yellow and colors left up here that I kind of wanted to incorporate, so we got a little bit of that back here as well. Once we get this truck all together, it shouldn't even be able to tell that those were the wrong fenders. A lot of these old trucks, when we find them, they have no paint left to them and they're just this dark brown rust color. Well, this truck here, it was kind of hid in the woods. The trees saved the paint on it a lot from the sunlight. This one has a lot of really cool colors left on it. And what we're gonna do now is we actually found some honey in that gas tank. We're gonna wipe this truck down with this honey and it'll bring out all these colors you see. It'll make them more vibrant and stand out and look real nice.
Is that really honey?
No.
Didn't taste good.
Did you eat that? Oh man, what's going on?
What's up there, young fella?
Hey sir, how are you?
I'm all right, son. You must be here some of this Beeline fuel.
No sir, I'm just trying to get home actually. This truck started acting funny on me and broke down on me, I guess.
Son, it's acting that way because it needs some Beeline fuel.
No sir, I've got plenty of gas in the truck, I do believe. So
Suit yourself, youngster.
Oh man, we put a lot of work in this old truck just for it to be breaking down, giving me problems like this. As y'all remember, when we got this truck, it was abandoned out in the woods, almost buried up over the running boards in dirt. So we've done our best to make this truck look a little better. As you can see, we try to preserve all the colors on the truck just because that's what we do. We love the old original colors on it. When we got the truck, there was hundreds of honeybees living in it. And so we decided to go up, we come up with some clever logos on this thing. Just to kind of go.
Honeybees?
Sir?
You say honeybees, sir?
Yes sir, but I'm talking about our truck.
You must be chasing honey.
No sir, I'm just trying to get home.
You sure you ain't chasing honey?
Yes sir. We try to come up with some clever logos on there. It's like Willie B. Stung on this side. Just some things that make people think about the theme of the truck that we went with. When we got the truck, the rear fenders were gone on it. They weren't savable. So we were able to find some fenders. We actually recreated the rust on them. They worked out great. The colors matched out great on it. We were able to reuse the wheels that were on the truck. We actually got some new tires for them, cleaned the wheels up to try to go with that original look on it, to give it a little class and everything. As far as on the inside of the truck, we typically don't do much on these old trucks, but this one here was really bad. The seat was just completely gone and trashed in it. So we were able to go ahead and get the seat recovered on it. We went ahead and threw down some new carpet on the inside, did the door panels. The floor pans were solid, so this truck was worth spending a little extra time on it to get that better for whoever may be interested in it. And as far as why the truck may have broke down on me, well, it might just be that we never got it running. This truck here was locked up when we got it. We tried to pull the spark plugs on it. We tried to put some lubricant in it to get it to move. It just didn't want to move. There was already some parts that have been robbed off of it, so typically this motor's probably not any good. So what we do is we try to get projects and be able to sell them at a price where anybody can afford them. And with this, someone else can restore this motor. They can put a different motor in it if that's what they're wanting to do. But it just didn't make sense for us to sink a lot of money in this. I have to up our the price we need to ask for the truck when it might not even be what the next person wants.
Son, I tell you what this thing right here needs. Some Beeline fuel. I'm gonna get it. Oh, there's bees in this.